OzMedia gave Illuminaughtii a chance to settle this case once and for all, so that this wouldn't be something that would drag on for years and years and cost everybody involved tons of money. This was all in his Dear Illuminaughtii video, something which we spoke about in my previous video on this. And this is because, as you will know at this stage, Illuminaughtii has been trying to sue her former friends and employees for things like defamation and breach of contract. If you don't know about this, I have covered this in previous videos, you can check it out in the description. They are all short and sweet, so you can just figure out what's going on there. But I can't go over all of it again in this video, because if I do that in every single video, the videos are going to end up being 6 hours long. There's no need for me to do that. I don't think I physically can do that. And you'll all be bored anyway if you do know what's going on, so just check out those videos if you're confused. But just for a recap, here is the offer that OzMedia gave to Blair to settle this case.
My settlement to you, Blair, would allow you to follow the morals that your channel has advocated for. Or, in your words, be dedicated to upholding your channel's values and delivering on your commitments. Or, as this handy video you uploaded a week before you sent out cease and desist states.
When something as horrible as this happens, people always come out and admit fault and tell the horrifying truth of their continued negligence and malpractice, right? Yeah, you're right, that never happens. What am I thinking? Instead, they usually do their best to hide everything and blame anyone but themselves, and wouldn't you know it, that's exactly what happened here too.
My settlement offer is for you to drop the lawsuit, for all parties involved, even Wonder, with prejudice. I won't file counterclaims and would no longer be required to upload the second part to this video.
And just a reminder, with prejudice means that she can't withdraw the claim and then make a new claim again about the same stuff.
And what do you get? A chance to prove your side of the story, or even take accountability for your actions. If you proceed with this lawsuit, by the time that it's done, especially with what's left of the judge's order, there would be no platform for you to return to, as you still need to answer for not just me, but for everyone else you've harmed on this platform. It would be difficult to return to a platform with a label that you hypocritically participated in the very business tactics that you've reported to be in opposition of for the past 4 years. I'm offering you a chance to clear your name on a third-party neutral platform. Think of it as a conversation. Rather than use the corporate tactic of bullying those who speak out against you, why not prove you're different from them? You've previously stated that you feel as though you dumb down your language too much and you allow people to fill in the gaps that don't actually exist. So here's your chance. Prove everyone wrong. If you're interested in going the route of proving publicly why you're in the right, to argue for your platform's right to existence, a discussion where all topics would of course need to be known by both parties beforehand. A lawsuit that'll drag on for the next few years will not clear your name like you hope. If anything, it has only further damaged your reputation, Blair, especially because you're suing the two parties who have publicly said the least. And I know you know this. No PR firm in the world could save you if you continue this lawsuit. Even if you did win, from what I've seen, you would just be seen as a bully who abused the legal system. You could also use this opportunity that I would be giving you to take accountability. The rough outline that I'm proposing, and I am open to negotiations on these terms within reason. Plaintiff must dismiss all claims against all parties with prejudice once amicable terms are set forth. Plaintiff and myself will agree on a third party who we both independently trust to host a fair conversation. Their responsibility will be to ensure that each person is not spoken over and is given a chance to clear their mind. Plaintiffs may also take this time to take accountability for their actions instead if they wish. Legal fees of either party will not be sought out, and this will be taken for the loss that it is.
And he said he would be open to negotiating additional terms within reason, but that she had to respond to this by June 7th. Otherwise, he'd assume that there'd be no settlement. He also said that if there is no settlement agreement, there would be further videos on his part about Illuminaughtii, not just his Dear Illuminaughtii video. Now, I promised you guys that I would give an update once we have one, and as of now, we do. An agreement was not made by the June 7th deadline, but this was not the end of things, because apparently Illuminaughtii or Illuminauttii's team had reached out saying that they needed more time, that there would be some kind of conversation happening. Now, according to Oz, when this conversation did happen, she proposed some new terms. Before we move on with that though, I want to tell you about Fume, who are sponsoring today's video. We all have bad habits. It's okay. You can admit it. It's fine. I'm not judging you. Mine was one that I thought I was doing really well without. But then, you're out with friends and they're all doing it and you're reaching for that old bad habit like it's an old friend that you really, really miss, and it's just a bad idea. But thankfully, there is a better alternative, something that you can easily take out with you and use instead. That is Fume, which is an award-winning flavored air device. Fume is not a vape. There is no vapor. There are no chemicals or electronics. There's no batteries and no nicotine. All you do is take your Fume, open the little dial at the bottom, and breathe in flavored air through their flavored cores. They have a huge range of non-toxic flavors which are absolutely delicious. Some of my favorites are crisp mint and orange vanilla, but I also got to try some new flavors recently. These were cinnamon hearts, black licorice, and spearmint ice, and oh my god, the spearmint ice one is amazing. I think this actually might be my new favorite. I lied before, spearmint ice is now my favorite. And flavored air, by the way, is not like vaping. If vapor was like a sweet, sticky, fizzy drink, then flavored air is more like herbal tea. It's a way to help beat your bad habits without all the guilt. Fume continuously invests in third-party studies to ensure the safety of their products, and it's backed by doctors in the US. And as well as that, Fume has served over 300,000 customers, and you could be their next success story. For a limited time, use my code VangelinaSkov to get your free Fume base when you order the Journey Pack. The base is an all-new magnetic stand for your Fume device. Head to tryfume.com, that's tryfum.com, and use code Vangelina or scan the QR code on screen to get your free Fume base when you order the Journey Pack today. That's also going to be in the description for you to check out too. So thank you to Fume for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get on with the rest of it. We unfortunately do not know at the moment what those terms are. We might actually find out, but more on that later. But what we do know from Oz is that he claims that these were ridiculous, that she just proposed absolutely ridiculous terms that he was not going to agree to. And I would absolutely love to know what these were. I assume probably some kind of gag order based on the way things have been before with the restraining order that she tried to take out, where she just wanted people to be silenced, that they wouldn't be able to talk about her and stuff like that. So I would assume that would be something that would be put in these terms that she would want, that if she agrees to this and she pulls out her claim, that he would never be able to talk about her again, and neither would anybody involved in this lawsuit. That is also along with OzMedia, Wonderstruck, and Felix the Kit Kat. Again, that is just an assumption on my part. That might be true, that might not be true. I'm just guessing. And I'm sure there were some other things as well, but as to what they were, I'm at a loss. So presumably there was some additional conversation that went on after this, and OzMedia extended the deadline. On the day of the deadline, he went live on YouTube. He was streaming, and he was planning to be streaming at the final hour of the deadline, after which time, if she had not responded, there would be no settlement agreement. Everything would go forward as planned. They would continue to be legal whatevers. I forgot the word, I'm so sorry, my brain just crashed there for a second. It would continue going to court, and this would just continue on for years and cost everybody lots of money. So I was tuned in for a bit of that. It was at a weird time for me, but I was still watching. And unfortunately, she did not respond. There was no agreement made, which means that there is no settlement. This is going to go forward. It is more than likely going to go to court unless there is some additional cases made by Felix the Kit Kat or Wonderstruck asking the judge to dismiss this again, or to reconsider the judge's decision to not dismiss this, which again we spoke about before, because all of these people had been asking the judge to dismiss this case because there wasn't enough evidence, but the judge has to give the benefit of the doubt to the person making the claim. So this is Blair in this case, and he did not do that. So from my understanding, and again, I'm not a lawyer or a legal professional and I have no legal background, but from my understanding and my research, even though the judge didn't throw this out, people can ask him to reconsider his decision. But to be honest, in my opinion, I don't think that he's going to reconsider, because he's already not gone through with the dismissal requests. So why would he suddenly change his mind unless there is something very shocking? Which could be the fact that part of Felix the Kit Kat's whole thing is that she's saying he breached contract by sharing DMs, but these DMs occurred before he was even employed by her and was not a work situation. So if he can show some kind of proof that he wasn't working for her at the time, that might be something that warrants it being dismissed. I don't know. That is just what I understand. So hopefully something like that happens, but we just don't know. Now remember I said that OzMedia had said in his Dear Illuminaughtii video that if she agreed to a settlement, that would be it video-wise, but if not, he would make another video. He tweeted out and said, as a general update, part 2 is still happening. However, because the legal system is an unruly beast with no remorse and requires a lot of careful planning and filings, part 2 is now being split into further parts, meaning the saga will now come in 3s. No current ETA on part 2 other than sometime this month, same goes for part 3. I've also updated the GoFundMe with current legal invoices from both myself and Felix. So yes, this also means that the GoFundMe is still up and running. I have that linked in the description if you want to donate, but this is going towards Oz and Felix's legal fees for this because, as we said, it is more than likely going to go to court and go on for years and cost a lot of money. And as he stated, he did also share these invoices so that people who donated know that their money is going where they think it's going. As for Illuminaughtii herself, however, there is still no update on her specifically. Her channel is still dead. There's a lot of conversation and theorizing about whether she's on a different channel now, with people seeing channels that they think might be her, but all of it is kind of unsubstantiated at the moment, so I won't go into it because that might just drive a lot of negative traffic towards channels who might have nothing to do with her. So I don't want to do that, so we're not going to speculate, but there are people talking about this and trying to figure out where she's gone, because she can't not be working, right? Like that seems like a difficult and bad thing to do. You would have no income and you have all this legal stuff coming up, so you definitely need some income. So she must be doing something. Maybe she's teaching that business ethics class, I don't know. But as for now, that's where we stand. The GoFundMe is up and running. The Dear Illuminaughtii video has now been tagged as part 1, and there will be subsequent parts. I'm sorry I'm not here to give you guys better news, but I did promise that I would do an update on this once there was an update, so here you go. Again, I wish it was better news myself, but that's where we're at. If there is another update in the future, I will of course talk about that if there are any more revelations or things legal-wise or otherwise. I don't know what OzMedia's video is going to be about, but if there's any new information, we may go over that in future videos, so just let me know if you want to see those or not. And now that we have reached the end of the video, may I say something? And this is not related in any way. At all. This is me transitioning to the end of the video by talking about something completely different. If you hadn't gathered that, leave me a comment right now and guess. Just guess, based on my online presence, based on how you perceive me, what you think about me, what you know of me. I would love to know if you think I'm a neat or a messy person. Please tell me. Because I keep the rest of the apartment so tidy, so clean. Well, the best I can, you know, it's quite clean. It's very clean. This room is a fucking disaster. It has just gotten worse and worse over the last few days. Like, it's usually not this bad, but right now it is disgusting. I'm not even going to show you because it's so bad. Like, it's not unclean, but it's messy because I cleaned it like last week or the week before that, like properly cleaned and scrubbed everything and hoovered. But then I kept putting stuff in here. Like, there's a whole big box from a monitor in here that was supposed to be thrown out, but I didn't want to throw it out because my cats were playing with it, but it had styrofoam in it, so I wanted to take the styrofoam out, and now it's just... Sorry if this is uninteresting for you, but like, just bear with me for a second. Some people actually do like to hear about this stuff for some reason. It's a mess. There's a million other boxes. There's envelopes. There's just stuff on the floor and handbags. There is sunglasses everywhere. Notebooks. My Fume. Cores, skincare, loops, fucking a ton of these little things, Tipex, pens, so many bags, paper bags, just crap everywhere. There's stuff all over my desk. I had to just push stuff aside to put my laptop here so I could record my audio and look at information on my screen. It's such a mess. And I just thought you guys wouldn't want to know that, because I don't consider myself a messy person. But this room currently, in its current state, is like the darkest corner of my soul. I think like I'm naturally a messy person, but I just fight it normally. So I need to go and tidy this room and clean it, but I have a concert to go to, so I feel like that's not going to happen. Also, editing this video for you takes precedent over tidying up. But mark my words, this room will be less of a disaster site by the next video that you see from me. And I want you guys to ask me in that video, did you clean that room? Hold me accountable to my mess, because I'm making life hell for myself. I don't even have anywhere to put my phone. It's on my lap. There's a jacket hanging on my chair. Send help. Anyway, that's not important. I just, I do know that like some people want to hear about this stuff, and I just kind of wanted to complain and let you into my life a little bit. So thank you for watching. Do check out the GoFundMe. It's in the description. You can also check out a whole playlist of other videos I made about the situation if you haven't caught up or you need a refresher and stuff. Do all the things. It's all in the description. Subscribe, obviously. Please subscribe. Really helps me out. I really appreciate if you do that. Notifications. Follow me on social media. I'm VangelinaSkov everywhere. Check out the Patreon. You can join the exclusive Patreon-only chat and get behind-the-scenes stuff and exclusive merch if you join Patreon. All in the description. Just have a look at the description. It's all there. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Fume for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget that you can go to tryfume.com and use my code VangelinaSkov to get a free Fume base when you order the journey pack. Have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!